Lovers, hello. This week's bonus video for all of you lovers inside of the inner circle of the subscribers is an extension on the video last week or 2 weeks ago, which was sacred touch, but now we're going to get further into touch skills. So in life, it is very well accepted that if we're going to play a sport or if we're going to start a business, we learn all of the skills. So if we're playing sport, we're always practicing, we improve on our game, all of the things that we need to do to continue to being a part of the team if we want to play on that team. And that also comes in our own fitness that we take care of outside of the game, and also the way that we eat, all of that stuff. So we look after ourselves so we can show up on the game really well. Same thing if you're running for a marathon. Also with business, we're always learning new skills in a business. The same attitude needs to be given towards sex, sensuality, and touch. And so in this video, I'm going to be going through the erotic blueprints and sort of discussing and giving ideas on different ways that you can expand your skills on touch. Now, of course, there's also your own inquiry into, especially when we're getting into kink containers, or if we're getting into, energetic or sensual, all of them actually. We get to write our own list of what we want to discover. The other part around sex and sensuality and intimacy is often there's this attitude that if we don't get it right the first time, then it's not worth doing, or there's a sense of failure. Yet we don't have that around sports, our fitness, etc. It's like, of course, we're not going to go and just run 5 miles. We need to build up to that. We're also going to feel sore. We're also going to extend ourselves in ways that we probably didn't realize that we could. And then what do we need to make sure that sits really well with our body? What extra things do we need to take care of? This is the same thing in our intimacy and in our relationships. And often people will start to learn something new because it's required of them by another, as opposed to expanding your repertoire in your skills on your own accord. So let's start with the energetic. The energetic is turned on by space. The shadow of the energetic also will be shut down when things happen too fast, or someone is too close to them, without them having time to really receive the collapse of spaciousness, to not have the spaciousness, and also not to have the time to receive touch. So what happens is the nervous system, the vagus nerve, goes into flight and fight quite quickly. He's someone who is high on the energetic. So one beautiful practice that you can try with your lover is to actually be sitting quite a long way away and eye gazing. You can also eye gaze, closely. I think a really powerful practice for energetics, if your lover is an energetic, is to eye gaze every single evening for a week, and then bring it to every second evening, and make sure that this is a practice that's within your lovership, within your relationship, because you start to really strengthen and nurture and calm the nervous system of your own if you're highly energetic. And you don't have to be energetic for eye gazing to really work, but also if your partner is energetic, it's a really beautiful practice to foster trust and softness in their nervous system that will need care this way. But a really sexy way is and you can do this when you're out, you can have sort of, these games to play when you go out. So if your partner is energetic and you're out at a party, or you're, sitting sort of further down the bar and they're, speaking to different people than you are, you can, I don't know, set up something on the phone, a little text message, look at me, and you eye gaze really deeply with a lot of intent to your lover. So you can be many meters away. Now, As a man doing this with a woman, or if it's two women or it's two men, the person that's going to hold the more masculine role is going to breathe really deeply. Slow your breath down and breathe really deeply. By you doing this, the system and the body of your lover can just soften and surrender more deeply into your space. So they, especially when we're looking at if a man is breathing so deeply and slowly, the woman's body can really soften into that. She can lean in, like maybe she's not leaning physically, but a system can open and lean deeper into the energy of her man because he becomes more trustworthy. You're building strength. You're building yang, and yang to the yin is so exquisite. Like it's this beautiful, beautiful, cohesive, that's not the word I'm looking for. No, it's not the word I'm looking for. Just a really beautiful relationship between yin and yang. So as a man deepens his breath, slows his breath down, then the female body can soften and open, and she actually gets quite playful, and she's able to let go. So you can do that across the room at a party. You can set up little messages in the phone, and you can do that a few times. When you are at home, you can also start quite far away and then step forward. Take a step forward each time and do some more breaths together. Do some more breaths, sorry, as you're eye gazing. Excuse me. And come until the the space between you is quite close. And then put your hand on your lover's heart as you're breathing. Another beautiful practice, like, and this is a tough practice, energetic, is to get two really beautiful big ostrich feathers, or like a whole ostrich feather fan, or it doesn't have to be ostrich feather. I'm just like thinking, wow, but you can get feather dusters. Oh, I have some feather dusters around. They're in the other room. Having a feather duster as that also leans into sensual as well. But let's just stick with like a feather duster or feathers, and you can actually touch massage your partner this way, setting up a really beautiful corner or a situation on the bed, with rugs. And this is, of course, getting into sensual as well, but you can mix and match. And lay your lover down and just slightly, run. I was going to say rub, but run the feather all over their body. A really sensual one. If you didn't want to do the body, is even just having like the whole body, having your lover in front of you and just getting the feather. Don't get my just getting the feather and now all the duster, and just slowly, maybe you're just telling them a story. You could tell them